Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest shifts in business strategy, supply chain resilience. It's gone from a nice-to-have buzzword to an absolutely critical playbook for how companies can not only survive, but actually win in an age of what feels like non-stop crisis.
So let's get into it. Here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with what we're calling the new normal. Then we'll look at how companies are responding and really break down what it takes, strategically, physically, and technologically, to build a supply chain that's truly built for whatever comes next.
For the longest time, the name of the game in supply chain was simple. It was all about being lean, being efficient, being just in time. The whole goal was to shave off every penny of cost and hold as little inventory as possible. That was the pinnacle of success.
But then, the world threw a massive curveball. Since 2019, the rate of disruption didn't just creep up, it skyrocketed. We're talking an incredible 183% increase. That wasn't just a bump in the road, it was a total demolition of the old playbook.
And that lands us right here, in what we have to call the era of permanent disruption. This isn't about weathering a single storm anymore. We're now operating in a state of perma-crisis, where you've got multiple, overlapping crises hitting all at once. It's the new normal.
So let's dig into that a little more. What is this new normal, this world of constant disruption, actually feel like on the ground? Well, the pressure is coming from everywhere. I mean, think about it. You've got geopolitical tensions messing with shipping lanes, you have unpredictable trade tariffs, you have extreme climate events shutting down ports, and then you have cybersecurity threats and labor shortages on top of it all. It's a perfect storm of risks. And all of that forces a major pivot in what's important. The old priorities, cutting costs, optimizing inventory, they haven't gone away. But now they have to share the stage with these new massive priorities: building resilience, improving sustainability, and being incredibly responsive to your customers.
Okay, so if that's the chaotic new reality, how are the smartest companies actually responding? What does the comeback plan look like?
First, let's just be crystal clear on what we mean by resilience. It's more than just being tough. It's your company's ability to take a punch, adapt its game plan in the middle of the fight, and recover fast, all while making sure you don't let your customers down. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the difference. See, any warehouse can hold your stuff. That's easy. But a truly resilient partner, they're the ones who keep your promises to your customers, even when everything is going wrong. That's the real distinction. And here is the single biggest mindset shift you have to make. Stop thinking of resilience as just another expense, like an insurance policy. It's not a cost center. It's a way to create value. It's a competitive advantage that protects your revenue and makes you a more reliable partner.
Of course, this all leads to the really tough conversation, the one that has to happen in the boardroom. How do you balance all of this? Because making your supply chain more resilient might increase costs. Focusing on sustainability might impact speed. There's no single magic answer, just a series of really important strategic choices.
So, building real resilience isn't just a job for the logistics department. No way. It has to start right at the top, with a fundamental change in strategy from the C-suite.
The most forward-thinking companies are using a structured approach, an enterprise risk management framework. It's a pretty straightforward four-step loop. First, you identify the risks, even the ones hidden deep down with your supplier's suppliers. Then, you assess the potential damage. Third, you mitigate those risks with backup plans. And finally, you constantly monitor the world for the next big thing.
And this is more than just a new process. It's a whole new culture. The old way was everyone in their own silo. Procurement over here, logistics over there, reacting to problems. The new, resilient way is all about integrated teams, constantly asking what if, and creating a culture where managing risk is literally everyone's job.
And this isn't just talk. The money is following. A recent survey found that a staggering 90% of organizations are now investing directly in managing the risks that come from their partners and suppliers. This is happening right now.
All right, so the strategy is in place. But how does that change things in the real world of warehouses, forklifts, and inventory? How do you actually build buffers instead of bottlenecks?
Well, one of the most visible shifts is moving away from those massive centralized mega hubs. The new model is all about creating more agile, distributed networks.
That means putting smaller amounts of inventory in more places closer to your customers. It gives you more paths to victory when one route gets shut down.
This opens up a whole new toolbox of tactics. Things like regional triangulation, with hubs on each coast and in the middle of the country. Using different kinds of facilities, like cross-docks for speed or foreign trade zones to manage costs. And it means being way smarter about inventory. It's not just in time or just in case. It's about having the right stuff in the right place for the right reason.
Okay, you can have the best strategy in the world and the smartest physical network, but there's a secret sauce that makes it all work at speed. That great enabler is technology.
And check this out. Technology isn't just about what you do inside your own company. When you actually invest in R&D with your suppliers, they become over 4 times more likely to set their own strong resilience goals. So collaborating on tech literally makes your whole network stronger. It's incredible.
And the results you can get are just so tangible. Look at this, using mobile tech to take inventory accuracy from a pretty bad 30% all the way up to 97%, or using AI to cut down on fulfillment mistakes by a quarter. This isn't just some abstract idea. This is technology solving real, expensive problems.
When you boil it all down, all this amazing tech is really driving toward 3 crucial things. First, visibility, so you can see everything that's happening. Second, flexibility, so you can pivot on a dime. And third, traceability, so you can follow any product from its origin all the way to the customer's doorstep.
So, to wrap this all up, the biggest thing to remember is that resilience isn't a project that you finish. It's a whole new way of operating, a continuous journey. And it completely changes the fundamental question your business has to ask. The old question was, is our warehouse full? The new, much more powerful question is, can your network pivot the instant it needs to, even when you get zero warning?